was a good.
Great. So
I'm not sure about Audi. Did she actually also wanted to, Audi? Shall we wait for her? Or
I invited a few people, but no one available.
Yeah. Maximum we
Yeah, I post the new link again now in the end of the chat. I also put a note that it's for now with the call with you, so they can easily find it whenever they feel.
Dean also wanted to join, actually.
Yeah.
Well, get going now. The kids just came in. Daniela, ga je daar boven de uitwisstap voor daar? So they're grabbing their homework because homeschool starts in the other room.
Right. How is it going?
Well, not bad. There are better days than others. Okay. Okay, so we're here to speak about funnels or websites on how to create an online presence that is sustainable. Because the difference between, here Robert comes in, he's going to watch the recording, okay. Because the difference between a website and a funnel is actually that the website is there and it stops and the conversation doesn't continue. And the funnel is the system, the method that actually you can have a continuous conversation. So generally speaking, if you have a business, the goal of a business for a website, for an online presence, is a certain action. Now, every business has a different kind of action that they want to generate in their online presence. It can be direct sales online. It can be online to offline, that is for brick and mortar businesses that want to raise awareness or something so people come into their store, or for what we do is kind of getting people to the phone, getting them to sign up for a free a lead magnet, getting them into a program, and just getting them started in the conversation. So therefore, for us as consultants, it's important to think long term. So there is also, when we think online, we often think online marketing, that is social media, what am I going to say, on what platform, what happens so the client comes. So the question is, the client comes where? So sometimes it's to the website, sometimes to a landing page, sometimes directly to my scheduling app. So the question is already, what is the first step of the funnel? Now, there is a lot of notion and talk going on of online marketers. Funnels are complicated, and funnels are a system. There are two-step funnels, for example, social media to scheduling app, that is a funnel. It's a system. So complicated is a paradigm as we know it, because there is no, you can make it complicated, but you also can make it very easy. But you really want to think in terms of a continuous conversation. Maybe I'll give you a bit background about myself and how I came into it, because that gives the context of what kind of conversation do we want to create. So my name is Nadine Dill, and I originally come from marketing, and especially in the non-profit organizations, for non-profit organizations. Now, what does marketing generate for non-profits? It wants to attract donors, and the thing is that donors in non-profits, they have to be sold a product or service without them being the beneficiaries of it. So they donate, they give money for a cause, for a reason, for something, for a value that they are not going to consume themselves. So in terms of making marketing as a nonprofit, I have to think, what kind of value can I offer them so that they will give money? And for our business, we will want to think the same way, because people don't buy something for the act of buying. They buy something because they get a value from it, a benefit. You give them a solution for something. So that is the kind of thinking that you want to get into when you think about what should be your online presence. Okay, so so there is a lot of tools nowadays that we have online, and it can be actually overwhelming because, yeah, I think marketers make it complicated because that is their business, and so they enjoy that it is complicated, so they can help you with it. But it's actually very easy because you decide your platform. So omnipresence and all of that is something where you start. Where do you attract clients? It can be offline in networking events. It can be, you know, through acquaintances, through places that you are, or in your community, in your village. And it can be very simple. It can be on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and Facebook. It can be on social media, but it can be also everything else. So this is, we want to call it the marketing or the attraction, the point of attraction. Okay, let's give this a title. What is the title? Your customer's journey. Okay, and that is actually, that's now all this presentation is going to speak about the whole customer's journey, and I'm going to also a bit explain more because the concept of thinking in terms of customer journey is very important. But let's first look at this as the point of attraction, and the point of attraction is the first thing you want to do. So it is very important because only if you have this point of attraction, people will actually come to you. But it's not the only thing that you will want to think, because there is millions of points of attraction people see every day, consciously or subconsciously. There's so many ads we hear, see, you know, get exposed to, and to very few we react consciously, and to even less we actually take action. So that is the marketing part, and that's not what I want to focus right now. That's, others do a great job with doing that. There are so many people offering marketing services. I'm going to ask you or run you through the process is what after. Let's assume now you got their attention, so what now? Okay, so here in the point of attraction we have the client. And here is your business. I'm going to draw a house because it's, do you see it? Yeah, more or less. So that's your business. And the question that you want to ask is, what happens here? How does your client come to your business, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to ask, or you, because you are the business, you're going to reverse engineer the process so people come to you. So this is going to happen because you will want to first think of, what am I offering? Like, why will people give me money? What do I give in exchange to, like, what is the value I exchange for money? Okay, and we have this concept in the Science of Getting Rich, in Think and Grow Rich, we have this all over again. So there is a lot of opportunities or things, and I really invite you to get creative with it. It can be that you sell a product, for example, in our case, TIR, but there are also other products that come with it, like all the conferences that are going on, books, and many of clients have developed other like mini courses and all of it. So there is a lot of things that are possible to filling this black box. And this is very individual because we have Lisbeth on our team. She might do, I don't know, a masterclass with content of Abraham Hicks. We have you, Johannes, that you might want to get people into thinking about how to come into frequencies and how the pyramids, you know, transmit to them, or how to work with those things. You explain it, of course, better than me, but like everyone, that's a very individual story. Because people, if we all sell, okay, here is the point of attraction, we have the same and we have the same product. So it's kind of boring for the clients. And if they said once, and no once, so then it's gone. But if we have a kind of a conversation, and we offer them different products here, like every one of us, then it gets interesting. So for example, me in my conversation with the clients, I set up a funnel for the science of getting rich. So I promised you earlier that I'm going to give you an insight how I did that, or what I did there. Okay, so we see. So okay, so I got the point of attraction. Actually, they helped me with. They gave us some visuals in the affiliate section, but also I have a picture of myself that I got very nice, and I'm standing there with the book, you know, kind of the science of getting rich, and people can understand from this picture what they want. So this is my point of attraction. I have one, or I can have thousands. I can, you know, use their photo, my photo. I can do a video. I can do a lot of things. Again, that's the marketing part. So I'm not going into that, but you can write an email to your warm list. You can do, yeah, you can do all kinds of things. If you want to discuss that, we can also speak about that, but that's, you know, the first thing where you speak about that topic. I wanted to first say, so that is one of my entry points, where later on I'm going to speak with them about TIR. Another entry point is a project that I haven't yet set up fully. I call it Life Book. No, I call it Life Plan, because I'm saying, okay, we have business plans, we have health plans, we have meal plans, we have now new school plans, homeschooling plans. We have all kinds of plans, but let's think about life. So let's do a life plan. So I've developed some worksheets for myself, and as I'm going in a certain course of time, I'm going to deliver those sheets and do some videos and, you know, things that I create. So that's another point of attraction. Another one is around goals, where I actually develop kind of a quiz or questionnaires, and I trigger them to think about their goals. Now, I shared this, I shared it already sometimes, and I don't get a lot of feedback from it. So maybe the questions aren't good, maybe it's not so interesting, maybe I should change it, maybe the design, like anything, but I will have to test it a bit more. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't, that's good. So that's why you create, like before investing a lot in doing a website, first you want to test what works. So first you go here to the point of attraction, you ask them, hey, do you want to think about your goals? And if no one is responding, so I'm going to not anymore do that, or change my message in this, or change the way I attract or try to attract people to thinking of their goals. Yeah, so there is also other, yeah, there was also another lead magnet I thought of. What was it? So right now I did I call it a master class about how to thrive through the crisis that we experience right now. So the only thing I did, it was a video where I teach, and I let people sign up to see the video, and then I continue with an email conversation. So like there is a lot of things that you can put here in the middle. There is like unlimited things. You can be really creative, and this is the space to be creative. So now I promise to give an example with the Science of Getting Rich, what I did, or what I intend to do. So the point of attraction, so I told you what I did. So they signed up. Now I have attached, I have a, let's take another color. I have a lead magnet. No, how is it called? A landing page, where they can, okay, so The Science of Getting Rich is a book that is in the public domain. That means it was written before copyrights were an issue, and therefore everyone can use it. So there is a link to the book where it can be accessed online. And so they give me their name, their email, and then I'm going to give them the download. That's my landing page, okay? Very similar, very simple. When they sign up, when they put their email into the landing page, so two things happen. One thing, they're going to get to a success page, and I don't call this thank you page. So usually if people sign up, so the normal thing when people don't think in terms of funnels, but in terms of websites, so they would say, thank you for registering, or even worse, if they say, okay, here is my lead magnet, and then they say, thank you for subscribing. If someone signs up for a lead magnet, they don't subscribe. Like, get the messaging right. They want to have the lead magnet. If you subscribe them to a list, to an email marketing flow, you will have to tell them. Or I think it would be very ethical to tell them. And so I do communicate that if they sign up here, they will get a series of emails helping them to go through the science of getting rich. Okay? So they know that they're going to get a series of emails. So this is what is happening here. They submit. I'm sending a number of emails. So you guys know that there is also the event coming up. So the email sequence will eventually also invite them to the event. So I'm going to put the event here. Let's say this orange thing is an event, okay? So the emails are going to lead here. And on the success page, so you will want to use this wisely. Why do we call it success page? It's because on this page, you can, first of all, congratulate them to, let's call it, generally speaking, be in your world. And you can get to introduce yourself, because right now they don't know me. They have signed up for something that they think is valuable to them. And here I qualify myself. I say, hey, I'm Nadine, and this is my story. That's why sorry. That's why this is important to me. I was like, my grandmother was very rich, and then I inherited, and then I lost money, and then I won money, and now I manifest money. You can tell your story so people get connected. The same things in emails. You will want to get people to relate to you, connect to you. So then people automatically either think that, yes, you are an authority in this industry, or yes, she knows what she's talking about, or say, okay, let me get this thing and I'm out of here. And that's fine. Like, give them the opportunity also to make their decisions. Yes. So, and here on the success page, I also can then announce that, okay, so in 2 weeks, 5 weeks coming up, there is an event, and I will give you the information when time is ready. So I could potentially give them the information right now, but when I set up the landing page, I didn't have it yet, and I'm not ready yet. There is also all kinds of things that I could also do before the event. We touched on it a bit. We can say, okay, look, before the event, I'm going to invite you to a Facebook group here, and also the email is going to lead here, and then only you get the event access, or the access to the event. Or I can say, okay, so you signed up here, and afterwards you're going to get our Facebook group access, bonus number 1, bonus number 2, bonus number 3. So I make sure that they sign up with my affiliate link, because I give so much more value than if they would just sign up at a normal landing page. Let's say I don't have a lot of space. I'm going to make the business much smaller. So let's say here we are, and the event happened. So after the event, I can say, okay, did you enjoy the event? Now let's have a master class on what happened at the event. And that this masterclass, you're actually going to sell them into your TIR business, okay? You can, of course, do it directly. You can do this, you can do this. You can also sell it directly, and for those who didn't come in, you can still invite them to a masterclass. Like here, the thing that you need to understand is that there are unlimited options what to do. There is no right or wrong. There are tools like emails, like messengers, like email lists, like landing pages, sales pages. There are all kinds of pages and communication platforms that you can use. Others just, you see the other consultants, some, have their Facebook group, and then they sell, whoop, easy. So like that, there is no right and wrong in that. There is just, how do you want to do it? Now, if it was so easy to, you know, from Facebook to sell them, so many more consultants would sell many more clients. So for some it works very well, but I would say generally speaking, very few. So what do we want to do in order that this website or first page or landing page is not like a Swiss cheese where people come, see, and say, oh, no, not now. So we want to think how we can continue the conversation. So now let's understand quickly what is a funnel. A funnel, you know, the word, you know, the thing we use in the kitchen, the shape of a funnel. So the thing is, why is it called a funnel? It's because first, there is so many people seeing our attraction, point of attraction, right? So many people. Then of so many people, this many people will take action and click on the link or read what this is about. Of so many people that read what this is about, so many are going to leave their emails. And of those who left their emails, so many are going to buy. And of so many that bought my first product, maybe so many are going to buy the big ticket program, right? The expensive. So what we want to do in funnel flow architecture is actually to broaden that funnel, right? That as many people as possible will fall through this funnel, right? Not to have this shape, but this shape. And how do you do it? So the first goal that you want to have is to capture their emails. Or if you work with Messenger, on Messenger. So wherever to get them on a list that you have. Also, you can have a lot of lists. Right now, I have a list for the Science of Getting Rich people. I have a list with my private or former business activity people. I have a list with the goal things where it's just now 3 people on it because, yeah, it's not so, I just started, but as I said, so I can have a lot of lists. And according to the list, I can communicate and continue to communicate and continue until they are unsubscribed. So I don't want to, so also here I want to think what makes sense for my clients. How often shall I email them? If I email them 9 times a day, for sure they're going to unsubscribe pretty quick. If I email them once every 3 months, so they, you know, maybe they open or maybe they don't, but I think it's not enough in order to get clients into this, especially that I know the event is coming up in May, so I'm going to email them, let's say 4 times in April. But for every product and for every service and for every person, this is very individual, and you will want to think or feel what is right for you, or you know your audience best, so you know what is good for them. Also, it depends on the platform. If you're going to SMS them, so it can be annoying to do it more than, let's say, once a month or once every 2-3 months because it's very personal. If you have them on a WhatsApp or Messenger, so kind of the same because it's a direct message. But if it's email, so once a week or once every 2 weeks is fair if an event is coming up. In my, like, that's my feeling for my clients. And if it's, I have also a client in real estate, so we do email them only every 3-4 months because people don't want to sell their house every 2 weeks. So to just be there and say hello every 3-4 months makes sense for them. So it really depends on what are you selling and when. And also if you have real life deadlines, like an event coming up or a group starting, so accordingly you want to think how that works. So once you have the email, so actually you have a tool to engage them always again, a thing that you don't have on Facebook, because on Facebook you're totally dependent on Facebook. And once it was very attractive to have a page and it worked really, really well for businesses. And then one day to another, they just changed the algorithm, and now it's only up to 3% of people that liked my page that will actually see the content that I share there. And the same they can do with groups. So you really are not in charge of that. So that is from getting, like, from having the traffic somewhere or owning the traffic, because everyone that is on my email list, I own them. And if my email provider closes down, I can take this list and go to another. But I cannot take my Facebook friends and bring them to LinkedIn, right? So this is why you really want to get them on a list with all kinds of things. Also, if you don't want to sell something right now, just give them some, content, freebies, whatever, just to get them on the list all the time. So as I said, here you can have a lot of lead magnets that will in the end all flow into your business. That is why it's called funnel flow architecture. Now I want to also show you another concept which is very important to structure your conversation in terms of value. So at the very beginning, people don't know you. Do you hear me if I speak like this?
Yes.
So, okay, maybe let me first go into the customer's journey thing. So marketers speak a lot about the customer journey, and I like to speak about the customer's journey. What's the difference? The difference is that, I'll draw this again. Here's the customer. Here's my business. So, and here is the journey. So if I say the customer's journey, so I'm looking where he's walking here. If I say the customer journey, it's the journey for the customers, okay, this one. So I would offer that you start here and you have all kinds of lead magnets to see what works, okay? Lead magnets, LM, attraction. And then this is free. This is usually free. So there is also a question, doing it for $1 or doing it for free. So I'm going to tell you why this is a good question, because obviously, sorry, one moment. So obviously selling something for $1 is a no-brainer. So the difference is that it is proven that if someone is willing to pay $1 for whatever value you offer, they are, in the end of the day, more willing to also invest in TIR, in your big ticket, in any other offer that you bring them. On the other hand, if for many this is kind of a, oh, it's not free, so I'm not signing up. Oh, I don't want to give my credit card. There's all kinds of beliefs or things that's holding them back. So therefore, it's a fair of it's good to give at the beginning things for free. So that is like qualifying the prospects. And if you put a $1 or I call it the front end offer, which is something below $10, so there you qualify them as clients, because those are the people that actually will take action. So if I have lead magnet 1, it's free. Like from all of this, I get the emails. And as I said before, I really want to get their emails. And then I can qualify them with the next thing. I put here a Q for qualify them as clients with the front end offer. It's something between $1 and $10. Okay.
Nadine,
why do I do that? Just to get them a micro commitment. Yes.
may I ask you a question between?
Yeah. Sorry.
What are examples for lead magnets? Is it the ebook or some? What can you suggest as an example?
Yeah, an ebook is good. A free training is good. A webinar is good. Like anything can be good. There is also popular free a book funnel would go free plus shipping. So I give the book for free, but you pay for shipping. That kind of combines the free and but pay something, because if you ship out the real book, so obviously it makes sense why they have to pay for shipping. So that is a thing to do. There's a lot of into book funnels, because you can put links in your own books and then also get them through the book to your website. So there's that is another seminar, but very interesting one for us actually. Yeah, but you can do anything. And also if you have a physical product, you can, I don't know, let's say, Johannes, if you have some, let's say, experiments that they can do with crystals. So you can show an experiment and, you know, put it here and then do that. And so how does it feel? So it's kind of, it can really be anything that you're willing to offer for free. Also, we have in the back office a lot of content of from the Procter Gallagher Institute that we can use. Like they have so many blog articles. So you can say, okay, I'm going to send you for 1 month content. Also on YouTube they have a lot. So I'm going to send you for 1 month content about a certain topic, or about 3 topics, or just come up with something, and then you can put the content into an email sequence, and that's it. Or to share it on your Facebook page, or like whatever. But whenever they give you the email, you give them something in exchange. And if you want that, I brainstorm with you privately, so that's possible, because that's really, really something to be creative. Yes. So does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super, thank you.
Okay. So after they're qualified, we want to see how far can I go. So for example, right now, I would like to get them on the phone. I put here a phone, a traditional one, and sell them to TIR, right? That is that is the jump. Let's say that, okay, I 7.5K. That's, I can, like, it's up to you what you choose. But jumping from free or $10 to 7.5 is a lot. Like, that's a big jump. And few are willing to do it. So again, if I have only a website, so that's what is going to happen. You have just one shot, okay? You tell them on the website, book a call, and then you try to sell them on the call. If you succeed, that's great, but others are not ready yet. And in order, or instead of manually following up and writing down, so I call this person in another 2 weeks, in another 2 months, in another 2 years or so. So you actually can just put them on another list. And for example, so someone came in here through, let's say, the goals thing, they took a call, it didn't work out. So I'm telling them, I'll use another caller, okay, look, here is the book, The Science of Getting Rich, which I trigger from here, let's say. So I will, after the call that didn't work out, I will send them an email to register here. And here we have the event that costs 147. Okay, so this is the next step of the micro commitment. Okay, so from jumping from 1 or 10 to 147 is much, for many is much easier to do this step instead of jumping here. That also what happened for me. Like, I got into some freebie content, and then I went to the paradigm shift. I paid 147, and then I signed up, right? So that's the thing. So what I'm going to erase that. So here, I will want to show you that there are several sections. And here I put this, I will just put it a bit further down. 147 is here. Okay, so here we have from 1 to 10. Here we're going to have from 10 to 100. So the phone call obviously is free, right? But I'm just for the sake of the order. Yeah. Here we have between 100 to 1,000, and then here we have from 1,000 to 10K, and you can go on, like do a retreat, do whatever, sell for 100,000. That's great. Usually it's not necessarily online, but it can be. It can be through a call, it can be through emails. You just say, hey, I have this 1 week retreat, it costs 100,000, it's a very beautiful place in Switzerland, and jumps to Austria, whatever it is. So and they get also this bonus, that bonus. So whatever you put in each of the stages is totally up to you. Okay, so that is called the value ladder, where you have something for free, low ticket or low entry offer, core offer or mid-level offer, and then high ticket offer. Okay, so that again is the funnel. And then again, if sorry, if they have invested here and not taken up action here, you still can bring them to the next, or just continue to communicate. Mm-hmm. Right, until they're here. So you're warming up, you're nurturing, you're giving value, you're giving value. What you also want to make sure that subconsciously, the most difficult thing is actually the front. It's more difficult to sell someone on giving me the email or paying me the first time, like taking out the credit card for me, and paying $1 or $7 is more difficult if I have them already here and I upsell them, because here they already know me, here they already trust me, here I already delivered this value, so it's easier to sell. So therefore, here you want to be really generous. We spoke about it on the call before. Why do I want to sell the seminar for 147? Why do I want to give 5 bonuses with that? Even if I have to invest my time, invest, whatever from sometimes I send them physical things. I lose money, let's say, in the front end, because I definitely am hugely win it back when I have them then in the back end. Okay, this is the funnel. This is the customer's journey, because you don't get stuck at the website level. You think in terms of the journey and in terms of where do I really want to get them to. Does that make sense?
Very much.
Okay, that's cool. So if you want, I can give you more examples. Yeah, for example, yeah. Well, I told you about the opt-in webinar. Webinar is also, you said you do a webinar, right? So I'll give you an example for a webinar. We have the client and we have the business, and the webinar is going to help you to bring people to the phone or to directly sign up, right? So, yeah. And by the way, like, this is really, like, there are creative people in marketing. Offer creation is a creative sport as well. So some people are more creative with it, some are less. If you want to brainstorm, I happily invite you to brainstorm. If you have some ideas, is this good? Isn't, would that be valuable? Just bring it on. And also, if you have your own whiteboard at home or your home office, or just take any sheet and just brainstorm everything that you could give. Maybe you, I don't know, were a sport person or in your hobby you do a lot of sports, so you can give also body, like how does mindset and sports in the morning work for getting rich? Like, it doesn't, there is no limit to it. You can be really, really creative, because I think when I run in the morning, I'm very much better focused, and when I'm better focused, I'm better in my business. Better in my business, I earn more money, right? So there is a connection, and you can actually, there is nothing you can't connect. Whatever your passion is a good thing to communicate about. So here we have your business with TIR, and here we have the webinar that is going to take place at a certain time and date. And so the question, what should happen, how do people come to the webinar, and how do they come from the webinar to your business, right? So again, the funnel, the system can be very simple. You tell your neighbor, hey, I'm doing a webinar. You send them the link by WhatsApp. They watch the webinar. In the webinar, you give them a link and they buy, okay? Can be very easy, can be very short. It works for some. And even like if you have a conversion rate of, let's say, 3% for this kind of system, so the rest that I'm going to show you is just ever increasing the conversion rate, because you give more content to it, or you take them through a longer journey. So those who don't decide immediately, those who need some longer time to decide or take, warm up to the content or to you as a person, so you just give them the opportunity to do so.
Nadine, can I just ask, this webinar you draw in the middle, is it the lead magnet, right? Is it the one we had is it as a lead magnet, or it's already in one of this, like either core offer, but I'm not taking any money for it, so it's one of lead magnets, correct? Right. Just if I understand it.
Yes.
Okay.
So a lead magnet is also something they can kind of take home right now. A webinar is okay. So it can be qualified as a lead magnet. It's certainly something where you introduce the content and you introduce yourself as the person delivering the content. So
Okay.
that's the purpose why we do webinars. There is a whole thing going into webinars, like what to say, when to say it, how to, you know, get also out, like how to put in where to place testimonials, how to make the offer, how to stack value in there. There's all kinds of things going in there, but we will leave it now as a webinar in a black box and discuss the content of a webinar at another time. But also here, the content is really make it your own, make it yourself. Take reference of what other people do, but make it what you resonate with, what your value is that you want to give. So,
well, may I ask a question to webinars? How long do you suggest to make a webinar?
About 1 hour.
1 hour, yeah.
You can then go on with Q&As, but don't let them hang in there for 1.5 or 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
If you can make it shorter, even better, but usually 1 hour is in order to get them excited and to position yourself and to deliver the content and then to make the call to action. So,
yeah. And a masterclass, you say, is also a lead magnet?
Again?
A masterclass is also a lead magnet?
If it's not paid, then yes. So Robert told us about another consultant, Scott, I think was the name. So he did one webinar for free. And then for the other 2 days, like it's 4 sequence webinar with 4 parts.
Mm-hmm.
So the first was free, and then he made the other sign up for the rest of it. So it can be...
That all together you name a masterclass.
Well, yeah, the name is also, you can invent any name you want. It's commonly referred to, because people are fed up with the name webinar. They know that they're going to be sold in the end. So then people came up with a masterclass, because then it's not, you know, so salesy. But also now I know that usually on masterclasses I'm going to be sold into something. So there is the paradigm again coming in already before they even started. Yeah. So if you want to have, you know, call it, you know, 1 hour of fun, 1 hour of manifesting, like call it whatever, right? I call my system conversations that convert. I think it's a great system. So always when I speak very professionally about the conversation system, so people will go like, oh, wow, what is this system? And I was like, yeah, it's proven and it does this and this and that. And then it's, you know, I invented this word. I think it's good. I visualize, I imagine that one day I will have a book with that title.
It's amazing.
Yes, I think it's very to the point.
Very much.
But in the end of the day, so that's an invention of mine, and I love to play it. Also, I'm the best funnel flow architect in the world because I invented this profession, right? So there's a lot of funnel strategists, funnel builders, funnel experts, funnel whatever, but I'm a funnel flow architect. And the thing is also because I don't want to go in and build it for other people. Again, there are other people. I don't see myself as, you know, so I see myself as an architect. Why an architect? Because when people go and build a house, there is a lot of builders and designers that can build houses, like web designers and web builders. They're either techie or designers. And surely it gets beautiful, or surely it's robust in a technical point of view. But when you build a house, you really want to have an architect in there. Why? The architect is going to ask you, what kind of view do you want? What kind of materials do you want to work with? Or do you want to feel? What should be the feelings and the emotions that you want to have in your house? So there's a lot of, you know, kind of, yeah, thinking around it and with it, so that your online presence also represents your values, yourself, the system you like. For example, you, Barbara, go with webinars, and that's a great thing. That's one of the systems. So I also go with the other thing that actually brings them from one point to the other. It's called, well, tripwire, because people stumble from one thing to the other. Others do direct calls. It's called application funnel, where they apply, like sign up for a phone call. It doesn't matter how it's called. It's just now to give you the freedom to think creatively, what works for you. And then you think, that's why I said at the beginning, reverse engineer the process. Then you think, okay, in order to do webinars, what do I need? So I don't need a website. I need an opt-in page. So we have this here, opt-in, where they actually put their email address. And then they get notified, they get the emails notified about the webinar and the link. Yeah, so you reverse engineer the process. You don't need to have a whole website to have that. So I personally right now have 3 or 4 opt-in pages, and I don't have a website for TRI or for my business that I have right now. And I don't need it right now because I just funnel people through this and then eventually bring them to the end point. And also the end is never the end in funnels, because once they went through TIR, so they go to lead the field or a retreat that I'm going to come up with, like there is no end to it. Like once they're in your world, they're in your world. Again, you want to add value until they unsubscribe, and that's also okay. I don't want to bother anyone with content that they're not interested in. So for the webinar, let's call it here webinar. But call it here webinar. You don't call it webinar then in your communication, in your conversation. You're going to call it manifestation hacks or masterclass or whatever. Yeah. So in order for that, you need, or you want to have, of course you can do it without the opt-in page, but why do we want an opt-in page?
To collect email.
Exactly, to collect emails. And then you want to use this before the webinar. You can use the emails to actually, again, introduce yourself, qualify yourself, give them additional content already. Say, look, here is something about how to manifest or how to use your imagination to do X, Y, Z. So you give them already value before they even started, before you even started with the webinar. So people are thinking, oh, that's kind of nice that she's already delivering value before she even started, right? So therefore, you want to have your point of attraction, the webinar at another time, like not after tomorrow, but maybe next week. So you have time to send those emails between the opt-in and others. The funnel technologies or email autoresponders, you can program it that this email is sent out 1 hour before, 1 day before, 2 days before, okay, according to date or according to time. That's why I also always say, don't use website builders, use funnel builders. It's more expensive, but if this is your business, it's like paying rent, right? You need something good. You don't need to just the window. The Facebook, the website is just a window. You want to have a shop, right? Okay, so after the webinar, a certain amount of people are going to sign up, or you get them to a call, and then they sign up, or they don't. What do you do with those who don't? You will want to have another email sequence that kind of digests what's happening there. You add value, you add value. So then in the email sequence, you get them to the call, or you get them to the thing that you sell. Okay? So when you open a group, here you have another point in time, time 2, time 1. Okay, time 0, attraction. Okay, so here you can, again, here you build pressure, that is, you have a deadline when this webinar is actually happening. And here you can build pressure again, because there is where the group actually starts. You don't have to tell them that they are able to also join later, even if they are. And then you can use it. Like if they didn't, you can say, hey, I extended the application for 2 more weeks. But then you want to really stick for it, because otherwise you educate people that you always extend. So
right.
That's not
urgency.
What you want. Yes. So if you start a group every 3 months or so, or whatever it is for you, so always build it up until that point, and then, you know, start over again. So here you have this sales funnel machine, right? Because once you have set this up, it's not like marketing where here is a post and another post and another post and another. That's not sustainable, because you always have to do and come up with new stuff, right? And there is some option to recycle the content, but not as much. But this system, once you wrote these 3 emails, once you wrote these 5 emails, they are there. also for your next group, for your next thing. That's why, like, this is investing in this is much more sustainable than investing in the front end. Do you see why?
Yes. Can I ask a question?
Yes, sure.
So now after webinar, let's say I have...
Did you start already? God darn it.
1 hour ago, dear.
Really?
Yes. Never mind. We will send you the replay.
So now, Nadine, this is after the webinar. I already obviously have in mind that, okay, in 3 months, I want to start this group of 10 people, right? So I want from this webinar, I want this 10 people. And now I have some calls, and then I have some of they didn't call. So I will create a sequence, and I then build a sequence that's going to lead to this. Let's say it's 10th week. Let's say it's 10th week after webinar. So I know I have 10 weeks, and then I know, and then I break it up. Okay, in a week, each week, let's say I'm sending email to feed them, or maybe the last week when it's this sales launch, then it's, or like I do like that. So I know when I will, and I know when I have this May 1st or June 1st. So I know I have this amount of weeks after the webinar. And then for those who didn't sign up directly after the call, then I'm feeding them according to that, right? Is it correct?
Right, yes.
And then and then again, how often I'm reaching to them, it's about the feeling, okay, once a week, twice a week. Okay, so it's more like how I feel,
You can towards the closing date,
mm-hmm.
you can kind of say last call, and don't call it like this anymore. Everyone is doing, so it's like really boring, but kind of
right.
You're starting. But you really want to tell, because there are some people procrastinating until the end, and because they haven't yet been our clients, so they don't know that procrastination isn't an option. So you want to go with them where they are, and just collect them all and take them with you on their journey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I mean, I could go also much deeper, because there is a system on how to write like in the webinars, what are the elements to go in there. There are why a sequence, because in day one there's types of content that you want to put in there about their fears. One is like taking away from fear, or the other towards gains, or speaking about their internal chatter, speaking about the external perceptions. There's a lot of also, again, subconscious but I think I'm going to overwhelm you if I would also go into that right now. Eventually. Once you build your funnel, I'll go into that.
So now when we would go back to websites, okay, what do we put on the website? Now we've been talking about funnels mostly, but when we've been talking about, all of us are creating web pages at the moment, websites.
So just think what actually is a website. A website is a number of pages that are connected, usually above, with a menu bar. Okay? So what I'm saying personally, my opinion is, forget about websites, have these pages as different lead magnets, and each of these lead magnets is going to have their own customer journey towards the end, towards your business.
Okay.
So if you want to have a website, which I call it kind of a hero page, where you just put everything you do together. So if someone said, okay, what is your website? So one thing that you have it all there. So I have on my website, I have the entry points to every and each lead magnet. But again, then it's not the website in the classical point where I have the menu bar and everything in there. I can put it also on the menu bar, but what it does is that it puts people into the funnel. So the website, whatever you do, has the function of, it's just, a website is one step in your customer's journey. So like the Facebook page, Facebook group has the function of you communicating with people and bringing them to the next step. The website has the function of being that next step in order to have a next step. So a website has always a next step. What do you want? When you build a website, you will also always want to say, what do you want your people to do on the website? Do you want them to sign up for a call, to buy a training, to, but you want to be really clear that what works worse is to have all kinds of things, and then people get confused. So you want to have, I say, only one call to action per page. But again, I'm saying that because I work with all kinds of pages for all kinds of purposes, and not to have all together. So on a website or on a hero page, you can have all the products listed, and then they can choose where they want to continue. Also, when you do that, don't, like websites which then open another page. So what I do is that they are not sent to another page, or
open a new window.
It's another tab, so it opens in another tab. So they stay on the website. They could also click on the other products and go to each of the funnels at the same time. What you don't want to put on your website is your social media. Okay, my homeschooling, is it hearable? Anyways, why you don't want to put your social media there? Because you do a lot of effort to bring people to your website, to bring people to your opt-in pages. If you there give them the option to go back to your social media, you have lost them. Because on social media, there is a gazillion other things happening, and they just continue to scroll. Like with one scroll of the thumb, you're gone. Therefore, when you have them already on whatever page it is, website or opt-in page, don't show them, okay, here you're on my page, and there is the back door. Okay?
No.
When do you want to put your social icons? On your success page. Once they have registered, once they have bought, once they did what you do, then you can tell them, hey, and by the way, in order to immediately start to enjoy the content, come to my Facebook group. Yeah. More questions?
I got it.
Cool.
Not yet. Very, very good. Very good explanation.
Thank you.
The best.
So yeah, so if you want help with that, just tell me, and yeah, let's brainstorm on what will help you most. And yeah, thank you for the questions.
By the way, do you have also webinars on that? Or is
not the webinar, so I could use this then as a webinar because I want to transition from doing this to actually more now build funnels for myself. So I didn't plan to do any of that right now. I ran one webinar of it, and I think it's great. But the question is, do I want to sell the service after? So what I do want to sell as a service is my coaching, my like brainstorming and helping you in the process. That is something I do sell. And will continue to do because I really like it. You might have, understood the passion I have about it and the creativity. If I come with your crystals, Johannes, with the pyramids, with your webinars, I really like to feel into it and give you the options of what else is possible with that. And but you will want to have your own page builder, email, autoresponder, and I can help you with what kind of content should you put in there, what is the structure going to be, how to time it, because it can be overwhelming, definitely. If there is a lot, like there's so many elements to it. So that's why, again, you need a funnel flow architect with that. And most people are either designers or coming from the tech knowledge, and you have the business view on the whole thing. So because I'm like, this is my 5th or actually 6th now business venture, I have the business view, and always the view that in the end of the day, your goal is to make sales, right? Also, there is a lot of paradigms about sales. So I tell you, in the end of the day, you want to make them an attractive offer. But from a business point of view, no sales, no business. I mean, that's really as blunt as it can get. If this is your business, you will want to do sales, and you better get accustomed to the idea. And yeah, we can work a lot on the mindset of sales. I actually also do sales trainings in terms of how to relate to sales so it doesn't feel salesy, because also your conversation want to be in this way, and we spoke and speak a lot about conversation. Yeah, so that you have just value to offer and people can pick it up. That's what is your message instead of saying sales.
Super.
I have a question, if I may. Also regarding a web page or website. So when they come and let's say I have a home page, and let's say I have home, about, then I have a coaching, and then I have a blog section to give even more value, let's say.
Yeah.
So on the home page, even on the home page, I shouldn't do summary like, okay, then you can go to the blog section, you can go to the podcast section, you can go to read more about me. No, already on the home page, I just set for one call to action. I don't even put like a newsletter sign up, none of it. I just decide what I want from this home. Let's say from the home, I want discovery call for them to book. So I structure.
You can, since you want to get their emails, you can also, maybe they don't feel yet comfortable to get you on a call or to be with you on a call, so you will want to put their lead magnet where they give their email in exchange to the lead magnet. So no, I wouldn't suggest to call it sign up for a newsletter, because nowadays no one signs up. People don't like to sign up, they want to get something. So get these pieces of value.
Yeah,
and
there was
also
example.
Not for newsletters, because what kind of news, like, no, I just, put the thinking into the next step. So tell them what they're going to get when they sign up. And if it's a series and you want to make it a series, so they know that they subscribe for some subscribe, but they know they're going to get several emails from you. So that's the thing you want to have on your website. Also, if you ask me about all these content pieces, let me draw that also out. So my question is, why not to have all this on one page? So my home page is going to be a section with a nice title with a call to action already here. And then here they have the freebie lead magnet, okay?
Yeah.
Where they put in their name, email, and button. And then there is a section about me as a person, and blah, 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 what I do. And then you give content, or you can also exchange it. You first give content, and then the me, blah, blah, blah. And always, every little piece of content have a call to action. Now, the call to action doesn't, like, be creative, always have another text, not sign up, read more. Like, so if this is content is, start manifesting here, create your online presence, tell them what this is about.
Yes.
Your phone call, or book your strategy meeting. So it's really, they know when it's not something general, like sign up, register.
Yeah, but all of this call to actions, what you draw for the title, freebie, about me, all these call to actions are leading to the same landing page, or to the same whatever. Like, all these calls of action are from this homepage are leading to the same one. Do I understand it correctly?
Because I don't do websites or homepages, I do websites. So I want to answer, I recommend to have only one thing you want to do there. But because this is, if you have a lot of lead magnets, so let's call it lead magnet 1, lead magnet 2. So this is going to lead them to funnel number 2, funnel number 1. Okay, so you can put them to different, so here they are led to an opt, or here they opt in already. So here they're going to get this sequence and then get that success page. Here they get another success page with another email sequence and value. So a website, or not, a homepage in that purpose is just summing up my lead magnets or my entry pages.
Great, that was the question.
It's going to go to another.
That was the question. Yes, great. Thank you.
Good.
Very good.
Cool. So yeah, let me know if you need more help with that. I hope that sums it up very good. I guess you will want to go over it again. It was a lot, pretty fast. But yeah, I'm here to help you with that. Reach out.
I come back to you.
Yeah, I'm sorry I was late. I thought it was at 10:30, but I'm sorry.
I guess
so. I'm going to look for the replay.
Yeah, but there is the replay. Yes, but good to see you. Okay, so thank you, Barbara, for recording this. And Yeah.
pleasure. If I can help, that's the more difficult part will be how to send it over you. If it's too big,
So
I don't
maybe
know.
stop the recording and I'm going to